I'm going to give you the exact design system that I use to create custom websites. I'm going to give you the exact design system I use to create custom creative websites in Claude Code. By the end of this video, you're going to have your own custom website that you can sell to other people or businesses. So let's go through a few examples right now of what those look like. So this is the first one, and it's grow the world back, essentially how to reforest the world. You can click on these little sections and it takes you to different parts of the globe, shows you these stats. See, everything's very animated. And then the next one is called Vanta, and it's showing the depth of the ocean. So at the top right, we'll see the cursor keeps going up. And as we scroll down, it just gets darker. Light animation jumps in. The counter at the top right keeps moving. And then we hit the trench. And the next one is of Andromeda. It's a galaxy. And if you jump to different parts of the galaxy, it shows you a little synopsis of what these points of interest are. Then we have Signal Bleed, which is like a rave EDM, I think, festival. See, it's very creative with the different animations that pop up for different texts and then these sliders. Very overstimulating, but creative. So how do we come up with this? So the system operates off of a few things. The first one is this master prompt that you guys are going to get that you can grab in the description. So the master prompt here is going to walk through and essentially look for 4 things. The first one being Google Stitch. And so Google Stitch, if you're not familiar with it, is just a canvas that you can use, and it has an AI that builds all multiple designs for your front end, your website. It creates color palettes, typography, all types of things, and images as well. And you can expand on it very fast and iterate on these designs on this like infinite canvas. And so that's Google Stitch. And we're going to be using the MCP, and it's free right now until Google takes it out of beta. So the master prompt is going to look for that. And then next, we're going to be using the taste skill. And the taste skill was created by Leon, and it essentially creates quote unquote anti-slop. So no more AI slop. And it's not going to try to create things that it's trained on that pulls it closer to the average response. That's why you see all these AI websites are just the same purple, pink, crazy colors. It's ridiculous. It's actually going to do different design rules. And then inside the taste skill, we have a stitch skill as well. And so that one actually is going to tie back in directly into our Stitch MCP. Then for GSAP, these skills are just an official repository that teaches our AI how to properly use animation and motion. So when it's creating this, it's going to do it properly, and it's not going to create things that are going to lag or delay our website, which is exactly what we want. So we're going to be installing these 2 skills. And then the final skill is just one that I pulled from Claude Code Templates, which is a larger repository. And it's specifically just the 3D web experience skill. And this is going to provide judgment for our AI when creating 3D elements. It's going to see if we even need to create 3D elements. And if we do, then what's the best practice for that? So in combination of all those 4 things, we're going to feed that directly to Claude, and then we're going to get a polished website. So when you are in Claude, you're going to jump over to, you're going to have 2 tabs, home and code, and you're going to make sure you go to code. And then within code, set this to local so you can play with it locally, and then choose a folder. You're going to open a folder. I'm going to go to personal, and then I'm going to select demo website 6, and you can create one on the fly if you want. And it's going to say, trust this workspace. You're going to say yes. And now this workspace is trusted. At the bottom right, might be hard to see because my big head's in the way, but you can choose what model. I'm going to do Fable 5 on Ultra Code just so I can burn my tokens for you so that you can see the power of this. And then I'm going to paste the prompt that's in the description that you can grab. And the prompt is first going to go through and I'm going to remove that. It's going to go through a series of steps, and it's going to grab and check if all these skills are in our environment. If they're not, it's going to install the skills we just talked about for you. And then it's going to check if it has Stitch MCP connected. And if it does not, it is going to ask you how to do it, how to get it. And then it's going to go through a grilling session as well at the end if your design prompt is too vague. If you just say, hey, make me a water-based website for an aquarium, it's actually going to start grilling you and trying to get a better question out of it. And then down here is where you put the website brief. So I'm going to remove that part and then paste in a website brief. And so now we have the prompt and the website brief all put in. Now, the one thing that's going to happen that you will need if you haven't hooked up Stitch yet is the Stitch API key. So this is Stitch. When you sign in at stitch.withgoogle.com, you're going to have all these things on the side. And just a quick rundown of Stitch, you can create a bunch of different designs. This is the canvas board I was telling you about. And you can iterate very fast on multiple different designs for multiple different websites, export to code, give it to Claude Code, and have it create a bunch of great things for you. Now, I used to do that process manually until the MCP. So at the top right, you're going to go to Stitch Settings. You're going to click on your account icon, go to Stitch Settings, jump all the way to the bottom, and then you're going to go to Set Up MCP, and then you are going to click Claude Code, and then you're going to copy this box here, and you are going to give it to Claude Code when it prompts you for the API key. The prompt already has this exact configuration baked in. It just requires your API key to hook it up for you. So now that we have everything hooked up and we have our prompt, we're good to let this run. So Claude finished and it brought it over to a different localhost port, 4790, and this is what it looks like. Got that strike that goes through. I like it. This is about a 50 years laid out of an independent racing team. And as we scroll down, you can see at the top right, the speedometer's going up. This is the first era. And then the car is going, oh, it changed colors. And as you go through the era, it keeps changing colors, which is pretty nice. And then we're at 2025 and then cross the line. That's cool. An improvement to this naturally would just be turn the car into like a 3D actual animation using Meshy AI or something like that. Or if you're good at Blender, use Blender MCP, and then you can turn this into a actual car, 3D realistic, and watch it go through the eras.